Like to be like Mike. We all do. And for those of you a little younger, please recall that catchy tune was about Michael Jordan and not Michael Phelps, two of the greatest athletes of all time, regardless of their sport. The branding of sports drinks as a necessary part of our swim training and performance has been very successful, in part to mass advertising and catchy little tunes like Mike. But the question remains, do we really need a sports drink to be like Mike? Let's take a closer look. We have all seen the commercials of the origin of Gatorade as a sports drink to enhance recovery for football players dealing with or overcoming the heat in the South. And for what they are designed for, sports drinks really do work. The catch is what they are designed for. One of the prominent studies in the early 80s by Coyle clearly identified that ingestion of a glucose-based sports drink would significantly delay fatigue following an exhaustive bout of exercise. The catch is that the exhaustive exercise was a continuous bout of high-intensity cycling for approximately 2 hours. Do we have any 2-hour continuous swimming events? The science behind the ingesting of a sports drink is that we need glycogen or sugar in order to efficiently burn our fat stores needed for longer duration events. Because we have a limited supply of glycogen that we can store, approximately 2 hours worth, if our exercise bout is going to extend beyond that 2 hours, we almost certainly need to supplement by ingesting or drinking some form of additional sugar. This is great for long distance running, long distance cycling, or even long distance open water swimming. But is it really relevant for a majority of our competitive swimmers? The possibility that we have an exhaustive 2-hour swim practice is very legitimate. Although not continuous, many times the intensity is more than high enough that we would need to think about replenishing our glycogen stores with a sports drink. We also may want to consider successive days of hard training, and are we replenishing efficiently? So if needed, what should we drink during our hardest training sessions? Let's start with the understanding that not all sugar-based supplementation is beneficial. One of the benefits of commercially available hydration and replenishment-based sports drinks is that they contain between a 6 and 8% glucose solution. This percentage has been extensively studied and shown to be the correct amount and type of sugar that can cross the intestinal lining without delay. In other words, sports drinks can mimic water with regard to quickly getting into our system as they provide the necessary energy as needed. It is possible that you could have a lower percentage solution, but doubling up or increasing the amount of, or even the type of sugar, can have definite negative outcomes. So what would I recommend? To begin with, water. For any swim practice lasting 1 hour or less, ingestion of a sports drink for this length of a practice is not necessarily needed. If you are eating well, most likely the extra glucose is not needed and the sports drink would just assist with hydration. For practices lasting between 1 and 2 hours, you may or may not need a sports drink. Sounds wishy-washy, but there are many factors involved. Some of these include the temperature of the pool water and surrounding areas, the true intensity of your workout, the length of the sets that you are swimming, the swimmer's state of readiness before the practice, whether or not they are efficiently fed and whether or not they're well hydrated, etc. For the most part, water will be sufficient to take most, if not all, swimmers through their 2-hour practice. If you are practicing beyond 2 hours or have a strenuous dry land practice before or after the swimming, then the ingestion of a commercially available sports drink can assist you in maintaining energy and hydration levels and getting through a tough practice session. Finally, if in doubt on what to drink, I do not see any harm in drinking a commercially available sports drink. However, for most of us, fresh, cool water is probably all we need.